Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This time I don't really have any announcement to make, so I guess I'll just get right into it. This time I'll be talking about a book called The Island of Adventure by Greg Blyden. So yeah, this is a series book, just like the Red Riding Hood book I reviewed a few months back. This time, there are some details that other books in the series might gloss over so that you don't really understand what happened, but it is not really done extremely so that you feel absolutely confused about everything happening in them. So unless you're a chronological order reader, you can start from anywhere in this series. However, no fear, for I have every book in the series and I'm going to start from the very first. So give me a clap, whatever you are, whenever you are, and wherever you are. Usually I have about 5 or 6 books of each series. It's not that I'm not interested, it's just that I guess I haven't been digging hard enough to find the rest. Anyway, back onto the topic. You probably already know the drill, but just in case you're new, here are the points. The theme, the plot, the writing style, the characters, and age appropriation. General overview starting now. This book is an adventure genre, just as the title might suggest it. It's centered on 4 main protagonists, 5 if you count Kiki the parrot. They're Philippe, Dinette, Jack, and Lucienne. Philippe and Dinette are one pair of siblings, and Jack and Lucienne are another pair of siblings. It's hard to draw the line who the one actual main character is, but if there is one, it will be one of these 4. So, Philippe, Jack, and Lucienne first met when they had to be coached in the holidays, and due to an array of circumstances, Jack and Lucienne ended up staying at Philippe and Dinette's house. They live on a steep cliff along the coast where there are lots of seabirds. And there, the handyman Joe told them not to go out at night in the dark because there are things creeping about at night. But they're children. Tell them what not to do and they'll do it. They're also very interested in the Isle of Gloom. The Isle of Gloom is this one island that practically everyone told them not to go to. However, they met a friendly man named Bill, and he lent them his sailing boat to sail in. However, he told them not to go to the Isle of Gloom. So what did they do? They went to the Isle of Gloom on a different boat, so they're actually not breaking their promise. And there, they get tangled up in one of the craziest games ever. Now let's discuss the theme. This is an adventure book with a hint of mystery. To be honest, this is my type of mystery book. It's really well written and you can also see it coming out in some places, and sometimes this feels a little bit like a classic, and I love it. Next, the plot. It was really fun to read. There were some unpredictable twists that you feel like you could have solved the mystery, but didn't. Some predictable twists came with their own twists, leaving you in a smug yet vulnerable position. The writing style. Old-fashioned will be just the right word. Like I said before, as you read it, it will sometimes feel like a classic, and it is, while not being it at the same time. It gives you mixed feelings, but all in all, it draws you in. Now the characters. Philippe is an animal-crazy person, to say the least. However, he is willing to do anything for his mom and is really protective of his family. He also has a love and hate relationship going on with his sister Dinette. Dinette is fierce and denies being scared of anything. However, living with Philippe is not an enjoyable time for her, as she doesn't really like the animals that Philippe harbor, which is usually snakes, bats, and earwigs, to name a few. Jack also has a specific interest in birds. While he loved animals generally, birds fascinated him. He is also really reserved, but can be reckless and fun. He loves his bird Kiki and his sister Lucienne. Lucienne loves her brother. She is devoted to him and is willing to do anything for him. She is a bit shy, but I'm surprised that sometimes she comes off as brash because I'm just blown by the fact that she was the one who suggested she and Jack ran off with Philippe, and Jack was the one who wasn't really that willing to go along with the plan. Kiki is very talented and very talkative. She can pick up phrases easily and is pretty clever for a parrot. She's also a valued member of the team, just as she should be. Bill's a man that they met while on one of their excursions. He's the kind of person you can depend on, and I talk to him like sweet honey syrup. And Polly is overworked and tired, but she and Kiki struck up an unusual friendship with each other, and I'm just living for it. Uncle Jocelyn is a cranky old man, and he wants to write the story of where he's living. However, to quote Philippe, Uncle Jocelyn is always buying old papers and books and documents, studying them and filing them. He's making it his life work to work out the history of the part of the coast where we live. There were battles there in the old days, burnings and killings. All the most exciting. He's writing a whole history. But as it seemed to take him a whole year to make certain of a fact or two, he'll have to live to be 400 or 500 years old before he get a quarter of the book done, it seems to me. You probably get the picture. And last but not least, Joe. Joe is a handyman who works at their house. He's thought to be quite strange because he could be earning more money if he worked elsewhere, but he's adamant on working at their house. And finally, age appropriation. Google stated that this book is for people between 9 to 12 years. However, I do think that this can be highly enjoyable for even people above that age. So, if you're really interested in this book, then go get your magnifying glass and start reading.